Well, you might have seen it, but not been able to believe it, except it's true. Canada will soon get LNG from, get this, Australia, and it's already on its way. That's right, Canada, the 5th largest natural gas producer in the world, with one of the largest proven reserves globally, will have to import natural gas from Australia, which is almost 26,000 kilometers away. How does that make any sense? Look, Canada cannot become an energy superpower if it has to import LNG from Australia, while more than a quadrillion cubic feet of natural gas sit beneath our feet. The truth is, these same liberals showed their actual anti-oil and gas colors when they interfered, moved the goalposts, and attached conditions like never before or since to kill the West to East pipeline that would have connected Canadian energy from coast to coast for Canadian self-sufficiency and exports to Europe. The Liberals killed it for domestic partisan reasons less than 10 years ago, despite the fact that the overwhelming majority of Canadians, including Quebecers, and now more than ever before, want to see energy infrastructure and exports of all kinds built in Canada, exporting all over the world as soon as possible. But now, Atlantic Canadians have to rely on energy from halfway across the world, even though provinces like Nova Scotia also have 7 trillion cubic feet of natural gas in the ground. Yet Alberta is home to 130 trillion cubic feet underground that both proponents and Albertans would be happy to share with our fellow Canadians after our own needs are met, but the infrastructure has to be there. This is the stark reality that shows the clear difference between Liberal words and Liberal actions, or lack thereof. The Liberals say they want Canada to be an energy superpower. They used to hate that when Stephen Harper said it, but the truth is, since 2015, they've only approved 4 of 18 Canadian LNG private sector proposals that were there when they took office. And the reality is, the only LNG export terminal operating in Canada today is LNG Canada Phase 1, which was approved by the previous Conservative government in 2015. So look, the Liberals have been in power for over a decade. They've had the time and they've had opportunity after opportunity after opportunity to develop Canadian LNG. But they've done nothing except throw up roadblocks, mixed messages, and anti-development laws. In fact, they even turned away allies who came personally to ask for Canadian LNG for their own economies and also, importantly, to cut European dependence on Putin's gas as he destroys energy infrastructure in Ukraine and holds the rest of them hostage. Meanwhile, in the same time frame, and this hurts, the US, Canada's biggest customer, but of course now competitor because the Liberals keep blocking Canada from being able to compete, has approved, get this, 28 LNG projects in the same time frame, with 8 already operating and another 8 under construction right now. That's why the US has turned itself into the world's lead exporter of LNG. And you know what? Mexico has flown past Canada for LNG exports. Meanwhile, Canada, because of these Liberals, there's not really anywhere to be found in the world to supply LNG to all the countries who ask us for it. It's unconscionable that Canadians anywhere in this country can't access the energy and resources that Canadians themselves produce because Liberal anti-development policies, taxes, and red tape force Canadians to look elsewhere. Conservatives have been the only consistent advocates for certainty, clarity, and competitiveness, and for fast approvals of major projects to make Canada sovereign, self-reliant, affordable, and united. Like Conservatives have long called for, the Liberals must scrap their anti-development, keep it in the ground agenda, and rapidly approve major nation-building projects like the 72 real private sector projects stuck in the federal regulators right now, so all Canadians can have access to Canadian energy and Canadian resources and not have to rely on energy from tens of thousands of kilometers away or anywhere else for that matter.